Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. All right. 78,822,810.
All right.
What was all that about?
Oh, that was Lee Iacocca. He's helping Ben with his homework.
Really? Is it just me, or does that seem odd?
We get extra points for making up our own thought problems in math. So Georgianne said she could find out how many Chrysler LeBarons it would take to reach the moon.
And old Lee just keeps that kind of information at his fingertips.
He called up his engineers for me.
Did we, by any chance, used to date Mr. Iacocca?
No, we did not. I just did an article on him once, that's all.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that everyone you've ever interviewed falls in love with you, including the women's weightlifting team from Austria.
Oh, please, one Valentine card.
And a 10-pound chocolate dumbbell.
Wish I'd never told you that story.
Mr. Lottie, this blueberry cobbler is delicious.
Oh, thank you very much, John.
Did you make this from frozen blueberries?
No. I was out in the woods all afternoon, skipping around with my little basket. I found most of those near Grandma's house.
I was just asking. You don't have to be so touchy.
Hey, Miss White, what's that on your arm?
Oh, that's a nicotine patch. I am trying to quit smoking.
What's it do?
Well, it releases nicotine a little bit at a time in place of smoking cigarettes, which incidentally is very, very bad for you. I'm afraid it's not working, though.
Why?
Because I would sell my soul right now for a big drag off the butt of a damp menthol that's been previously smoked by an old bum with gingivitis.
Hey.
I'm sorry, maybe I'll get a little more cobbler.
Well, are you serious? You've already had 3 bowls.
So, she's a growing girl.
Oh, there isn't any roast left from dinner, is there?
No, I'm afraid you polished that off, including the garnish, which happened to be a plastic flower.
Well, you want me to quit smoking, don't you?
I didn't think I was going to have to haul you around on a flatbed truck.
Hey, what's going on? Isn't the senator here yet?
I thought you were picking him up.
No, I asked Miss Starr to bring him. Mavis and I had some shopping to do.
Wait a minute. You invited Dee Dee to this? Come on, man. We've got some serious work to get through tonight. That committee report is due out Friday.
Not anymore. Henry Woods called me from Senator Pryor's office. They postponed the hearings, and no one's supposed to go forward with a report until the people in the new testimony have been deposed.
You're kidding.
After you've known me a little longer, you'll know that I don't kid when it comes to the United States government. Anyway, I invited Miss Starr because I thought she could do the typing for us. She's been taking a class at night.
And what?
Secretarial skills. Haven't you seen her showing off at work? She's up to 15 words a minute. It's so sad, really. I saw a parakeet on the Today Show who could type faster than that.
You know, I'd offer you all some blueberry cobbler, but looks like this pan's been pretty hard hit. Would you like some cappuccino?
Sounds great.
I don't believe in cappuccino. You drink cappuccino, the next thing you know, you're saying things like chow. Anyway, the evening is not a waste because you're not going to believe what I've got in this bag here.
If that's the Fred and Ethel Mertz commemorative plate, we've already seen it.
The one, the only, the long-awaited 10th anniversary edition of Trivial Pursuit.
Get out of, you're kidding me. I've been looking all over for, where'd you find this?
I've got my sources.
Now you'll be up all night. I don't like that game. Whenever Dad and Billy Bob start to play it, all they do is yell at each other.
It's true. They're obnoxious. It's a fight to the death. One time they didn't change their clothes for 2 days. I had to build this little airwick circle around them.
I know 2 boys who have to go upstairs and finish their homework.
All right. Good night, Mr. Lottie. Good night, Georgie.
Good night, Pumpkin.
I would kiss you, but then you'd have blue lips on your face.
Yeah, well, I happen to like blue lips, so put it there. Good night.
Listen, I'll be up in a while to tuck you in.
I don't see why we have to go upstairs. All I have in homework is in music. What if I need help with a song?
Well, if you need any help, I'm sure Miss Lottie will be happy to call Frank Sinatra for you.
Anybody like some ice cream?
Sorry to barge in, but the front door was half open.
Oh, well, thank you, Billy Bob. Senator, how are you? Let me take your coats.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Hi.
How are you, Bibi?
It's Dee Dee.
Would you care for some blueberry cobbler?
I thought you were out.
I could scrape the pan and put together one last serving. Senator?
Pop, I was hoping to have that for breakfast.
Georgianne, we have guests. I apologize for that last remark. Really, this is my cobbler. I can offer it to whoever I want, and I want you to have it.
That's sweet.
Oh, Senator, The hearing has been postponed, so we don't have to work on that report tonight after all.
Senator, can I fix you up with a little cappuccino? I've even got a shot of bourbon to go with it.
Oh, maybe just one, Mr. Lottie. Thank you. What's this? Trivial Pursuit. Isn't there enough trivia in the world without going out pursuing it?
Well, you know, these kids like to play that game. Why don't you join them, Senator?
Well, I'm sure the senator has better things to do than spend a weeknight playing a stupid board game with his office staff.
So, what are we doing here? How do you play?
Well, basically, you just travel around the board with your token, and then when you answer a question right, you get to add a little pie wedge.
Personally, I'd rather eat a little pie wedge.
Well, first of all, I think we're going to have to divide up into teams.
Okay, Mavis and I can take on you and John.
That wouldn't really be fair, because we're the two smartest. We shouldn't be on the same team.
I don't believe this.
You're dead meat.
Let the games begin.
Oh, good. Science and nature. I just love science. I love nature, too.
Now, listen, remember, we're on a team, so you need to confer with John and me before you answer.
You don't need to confer with him, Dee Dee. You just say the first thing that comes into your little head.
What color is yak's milk?
Pink.
That's correct.
I know because I used to get facials at the beauty pit in Amarillo that had yak's milk in them.
Now that they're on the same team, they're doubly obnoxious.
Hey, listen, you girls pick the teams, not us. Don't be bitter. I mean, your team won the White House.
Bitter? What are you talking about? The game's hardly begun. Okay, alternating turns. Senator, you're up.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Well, we're still waiting for you to get your first pie wedge. You want to roll the die?
Oh, sure. But it seems like I'm just traveling around the board with no action. I might as well have gone on that trip with Mrs. Smithers.
Well, we're about to get more momentum now. Okay, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sports and leisure, go.
Who was the first black to play Major League Baseball?
Okay, now take your time, Senator.
Well, I have to take a guess. Buckwheat.
I'm sorry. That's incorrect politically and otherwise. It was Moses Fleetwood Walker.
I knew that one.
Oh, sure you did.
Yeah, you and John know everything.
Ladies, please, a little sportsmanship.
Hey, dirt.
Georgianne.
I'm sorry, Paul.
Oh, come on. Give me this die here. All right. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, history. Lay one on me.
What man has the most monuments erected to him?
Oh, boy, that's a hard one. I'd have to go with Elvis.
It's either Lincoln or Washington.
I'm going to say Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln.
I'm sorry, the answer is Bubba.
Are there any monuments erected to Bubba?
That's what it says here.
Must be mostly in the South.
No. Let me see that. It's Buddha.
I can't read these cards. The print's too small.
Okay, Pop, you're making a great MC.
Hey, no fawning over the judge.
History.
History. What Cuban leader did Fidel Castro overthrow in 1959?
Fulgencio Batista.
We protest. This is a protest. The contestant has actually dated the person in that question. That should be against the rules.
Please.
Maybe it should be, but it isn't. That's a point for Queenie's team. Pass the pie wedge, please.
Thank you, Pop.
Entertainment. Hit me.
What 1966 hit was sung by Sergeant Barry Sadler?
Oh, let's get some historical questions here. These questions are lame.
That's very nice. Is that your answer?
No, Billy, you know the name. What's the name?
I never heard that.
Yes.
Battle Hymn of the Republic.
No, wait, it's coming to me. It's the,
Time's up.
Ballad of the Green Beret.
I was gonna say that.
1, 2, entertainment.
Entertainment. Who was the first black to star in a regular dramatic TV series?
That's easy. Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to stick with buckwheat.
I'm sorry. The answer is Bill Cosby.
5. Art and literature again. All right, lay a little F. Scott Fitzgerald on me there.
Who was Minnie Ha-Ha's husband?
What in the hell does that have to do with literature? Miss Starr, you're hot tonight. What do you think?
I think it'd be horrible to have your last name be Ha-Ha. Especially if your first name's Dee Dee. You'd be Dee Dee Ha-Ha.
The answer is Hiawatha.
Oh, I knew that. Hiawatha.
Just under the bell.
Right here. We're going in for the kill.
Science and nature.
How many times a year does a penguin have sex?
I don't have a clue.
You mean you never dated Admiral Byrd?
Wait.
Time's up, girls. Time's up.
No, come on.
What's the question?
How many times a year does a penguin have sex?
I don't know, Miss Lottie. I don't know any penguins, and if I did, I probably wouldn't ask. I find it's very personal.
Just pick a number.
Okay, 1.
That's correct.
Art and literature.
What color is Nancy Drew's hair?
This is supposed to be art and literature. What happened to Proust and Tolstoy and Shakespeare? I don't know anything about Nancy Drew.
Just say blonde.
Blonde?
That's correct.
We're killing you.
2, 3, 4, 5. Entertainment.
Who was America's favorite black child actor in the hit theatrical series, The Little Rascals?
Well, I'm going to stick with buckwheat.
That means we get another question.
Come to me, Papa. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We are in the center of the circle. If we get this question right, we win.
Yeah, we know the rules. Can we just get on with it?
Billy, would you stop that? You were just trying to distract us.
I'm just tapping out a favorite tune, Mavis.
Now, Senator, remember, just don't blurt out an answer. We have to discuss it first, okay?
Just as a little helpful hint, there are no more questions in this game to which the answer is buckwheat.
Well, please, why don't you just write it out on a cue card?
Really, Mr. Hartman, they're only trying to be helpful. Anyway, since it seems to me that the prize is diddly squat, I don't know what you're getting your shorts in such a bunch over.
Excuse me, Senator, but I don't believe I've ever heard you talk that way before.
That's right, Mr. Davis. I picked that up from Miss Lottie during her pep talk at halftime. And for your information, we're not just going to win tonight. We're going on to win the pennant.
This is for the championship. What type of column graces the porch of Thomas Jefferson's Monticello?
Beats me. I was out sick that day.
Okay, I know this. It's either Ionic or Doric. And I think you should say Doric.
You sure?
It's Doric. I think.
Doric!
That's correct. No!
I cannot believe that you are all so childish that you're willing to go out in the middle of a thunderstorm in the middle of the night to drive all the way to Monticello just to prove that the columns on the front porch are not Doric and that we didn't really win.
Hey, it's a matter of personal pride. Billy and I as a team have never been defeated.
Yeah, well, that record's just been broken. Read it and weep.
I just can't believe y'all are dumb enough to come out here. We would have been more than happy to report our findings.
Oh, yeah, right. Like we would have trusted you. How much further is this place anyway?
Well, it's about another hour. Haven't you ever been?
Yeah, I've been, but I've never paid attention to how far it was.
Now, what's the problem here? I don't really get what we're doing. I personally have been to Monticello several times, and I can tell you that the columns are exactly the way Miss Lottie said they are.
With all due respect, Senator, I took architecture in college, and I happen to know that the columns on the front porch of Monticello are not Doric, they're Ionic.
Well, personally, I don't see what difference it makes if they're bionic or dorky or what. It's just a game.
Well, if it's just a game, then why don't you all be gracious enough to admit defeat and declare us the champions?
Mavis, that ship's already sailed. We're half the way to Monticello now. And when we get there, we're going to prove you didn't win, and then maybe we'll be gracious enough to grant you a rematch.
I just cannot believe how you guys are so competitive. I mean, we are talking major testosterone poisoning. You should seek professional help.
I'm hungry. Can't we drive through somewhere and get a sandwich?
There's nothing out here. Anyway, it's 2 a.m. What happened to that chewing gum I gave you?
I ate it. It wasn't very filling. I need something else.
Boy, I'd hate to have been on that Himalayas plane crash with her. She'd have probably eaten somebody the first day.
It wasn't the Himalayas. It was the Andes.
You know what you need, Miss Lottie? Is one of those food dehydrators they advertise on cable. You can turn your favorite meats into snack food for your purse. You just put them in the plastic bubble, and presto, 3 days later, you got turkey jerky.
How you doing, Senator? You all right back there?
Well, I suppose so, Mr. Hartman. Actually, you know, I'm a little old to be running around in the middle of the night like this. On the other hand, the integrity of my team's at stake, and I don't want to abandon them.
Thank you, Senator. We'd be proud to stand beside you at the award ceremony when they raise our flag in victory.
Boy, you folks sure know how to make the most out of a game.
Actually, I'd call home, but what good would it do? That maid would answer. And since she only knows one word of English, all I'd get is, hello, hello. Well, you know, after a while, that loses its charm.
No, I don't like the sound of that.
What do you think it is?
It sounds like the radiator.
It's not the radiator, it's the fan belt.
Oh, Georgiana would know. She took a course in auto mechanics.
Well, I agree with John. I think it's the radiator.
Fan belt.
Oh, gee, what difference does it make? It's not like you're gonna get a pie wedge for being right.
What's happening here? Are we crashing? If we need to put our heads between our legs, you'll let us know, Mr. Hartman.
No, it's okay, Senator. We're just going to take this off-ramp up here. Listen, I don't know where the hell we are, so keep your fingers crossed there's a gas station.
So, is it yes or no on the head between the legs thing?
This place is really creepy. Don't you think we could have coasted a little further?
Mavis, we're lucky we made it this far. That radiator was shot.
Just checked under the hood. It's definitely the fan belt.
I don't give a damn what it is. Let's call AA and get them down here and fix it.
Senator, AA is Alcoholics Anonymous. I think you mean AAA, which is the Automobile Club.
All right, Mr. Hartman. So you get another wedge of the pie. But that doesn't get anybody home, does it? So get on the phone, call somebody.
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Oh, I am freezing. This is soaking
Here,
wet.
I'm sorry. Take my coat right here.
Thanks.
Where is that guy? Hello?
Did y'all also notice there were no other cars in the parking lot? I mean, I wonder what that means.
I don't care if they've killed all the other drivers and hawked their auto parts. We're still using the phone.
Sorry, I was asleep in the back. I didn't hear you folks come in.
Well, sorry to disturb you, but unfortunately our car broke down and I have to use your phone to call the Automobile Club.
Well, I'd like to help you out, but I'm afraid the storm knocked all the phones out.
Did anybody ever tell you you look just like Norman Bates in that movie Psycho?
Are you kidding? I get that all the time. If you only knew how tired I am of hearing about that. I mean, just the other day I was in a record store, and this guy behind me starts nudging his girlfriend and pointing. Hey, you look like Norman. You look like that Norman Bates. I'm sorry to do that in a black dialect. I don't mean to imply any racist connotation. It's just how the guy sounded. And anyway, Eddie Murphy imitates Blackstreet guys all the time. That guy's a real kick, isn't he?
Excuse me, sir, but I happen to have met Audie Murphy. Audie Murphy is one of our greatest American war heroes, and I assure you, he does not go around imitating black people.
Excuse me, Senator. That's Audie Murphy. I think he was talking about Eddie Murphy, the black actor.
Oh, well, I don't know him. I know Buckwheat.
Listen, do you know any place nearby I could walk to and use the phone?
No, we're the only place for miles around.
Excuse me, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but is there any particular reason why there's no one else staying here?
Actually, we used to do quite a big business, but then they moved the interstate, and then the recession came along, and then there was that one murder. You know, it's really hard to get that star back after a murder.
Come on, you're making that up, right?
Well, it wasn't really a murder. It was an accident. We used to provide electric whirlpools for the baths in each room, which is how the name spa came about. But then a guy used it improperly and got electrocuted.
Listen here. If you don't like being compared to Norman Bates, how come you keep that stuffed owl on the wall?
Oh, that belonged to the guy who got killed. It's just a joke.
And a very funny one, too. Listen, since we're here and we got to wait, let's just get a couple of rooms. I mean, how much are your rates here?
Single or double?
3 doubles.
Come on.
That'll be $1,000 per person. Kidding. Actually, I could fix you up for $65 a room.
Excuse me, but we'll just need 2 rooms. One for the boys, one for the girls.
Miss Lottie, could I see you over here for a moment? Look, this night is a complete disaster as it is. Your dad has the kids. We're away from home in this wonderful motor court and spa. Why don't we share a room and get something out of this?
Because for one thing, it wouldn't be appropriate.
Why?
Because Dee Dee and the senator can't stay together. It wouldn't be fair to expect Mavis and Dee Dee to room together and Billy Bob and the senator when we get a room to ourselves.
What's the trouble? What are we doing here?
Well, apparently Mr. Hartman's trying to capitalize on our situation, but it seems to be going south.
Well, this electrical storm certainly didn't knock out any of his circuits.
2 rows will be fine. 1 for the boys, 1 for the girls.
Great, I'll put you all right next to each other. Will you be needing anything else?
Yeah, a carton of cigarettes and a side of beef.
Oh, look, your nicotine patch fell off.
Oh, God, put it back on her before she goes berserk.
Sorry, we don't have cigarettes. I'm afraid it bothers my mother.
You live with your mother?
Well, actually, she has her own apartment in the back. In fact, I should check on her. Will you excuse me for just a minute?
Okay, that's it. I don't know about the rest of you, but I am out of here.
Me too. He gives me the creeps. I swear that guy looks just like that Norman Bates.
Big deal. I admit the guy's a little squirrely, but hell, a lot of people look like Norman Bates.
Yeah, well, he also has a motel, a stuffed bird, and a mother.
What's wrong with having a mother? And who's this Norman Bates you all keep talking about?
He's just a psychopathic killer in a movie called Psycho.
You know, when Miss Lottie said she was hungry, I kept thinking he was going to offer to bring her a sandwich.
Wish he would.
Are you crazy? That's just what Norman brought Janet Leigh right before he stabbed her to death in the shower.
I don't care. If that guy brings me a sandwich, he can get in the shower with me while I eat it.
All I know is he better not give us room number 1. That's the room she was killed in.
Well, that's also the number of times a year a penguin has sex. So what? I say let's all get to bed.
You guys, this place is a dump. I bet the towels are chained to the wall. I bet every bar of soap has a hair on it. I bet you could hold up each bar by a hair.
All right, Mavis, we get the point. Look, let's just get the rooms and make the best of it.
Hey, if the girls are really scared, I think it would really be better if we split up. You know, man, woman, woman, man.
That's a really interesting configuration. How did you ever come up with that?
I don't care who I sleep with. I'll sleep with a mother. Where is she? I just want to get to bed.
Well, in case we're hacked to death, I think somebody should walk back up to the highway and leave a note where we are.
Oh, that's a real good plan, Mavis. I'd like to volunteer for that one.
It's a woman, isn't it, you bad boy? I tell you, I won't have it. Oh, Mother, shut up.
Here, you said you were hungry, so I made you a sandwich. Even though my mother's not very happy about it.
Oh, thank you. I'll just leave the plate outside the shower when I'm finished.
Yeah, listen, Norman, Mr.
Just call me Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry. I guess all we need now is a couple of keys.
I'm sorry. I just found out your rooms are not ready. It looks like for now, I'll have to put all of you in room number 1.